Hey, this is Eric from the Blank Spot. Guys, we're located at 224 O'Neill Court, Suite 26 and 27. It's Columbia, South Carolina, 29223. Do me a favor as you jump on, no matter what platform you're on, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's the Blanks Spot. Okay, it's the Blanks Spot. Also, if you're on the platform and you're not following us and happen to come across your page, make sure you stop, take some time to follow us. All right. Broadcasting on YouTube, TikTok, and our Instagram right now. So I'm gonna give a little bit of more time for people to jump on. Happy Wednesday, hump day to y'all. Let me know where y'all tuning in from. Let me know what city and state y'all are tuning in from. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing cracking, man. We own a sublimation blanks and supply store in Columbia, South Carolina. But what I like to do is I like to get on here and talk about business. Yeah, we talk about how to sub things, how to make crafts and all that stuff, and that sounds good and fine and well. But I want y'all to understand something. Whether you hear from me or you hear from somebody else, I don't care how much you like the craft. I don't care how much you like your business. If you don't understand business, if you don't understand finances and what's going on in the economy today, then you won't have a business. So we can make all the nice, beautiful things that we want to make. Let me change my screen around. We can make all the nice, beautiful things that we want to make. We can set them up in a nice, pretty display, slide them on our website, and we can say, hey, we're going to do these things. We can do all that. That's fine. But the bottom line is, if we don't know how the economy is affecting our business, we won't be in business. So that's what I'm talking about this morning. I'm going to keep on talking about it until somebody starts to understand just how important it is to understand your economy. So, like I said, as you jump on, drop your city and state, I get a lot of questions and a lot of looks. Hey man, why are you on this channel talking about business? This is a crafting store. You know, why are you talking about business? Well, I'm gonna tell you something. There's a lot of people who started business at the top of a pandemic, and people don't want us to call it a pandemic no more. But people started businesses at the peak of a pandemic, right in the middle of it, and people started it because they knew that they weren't making a lot of money. They saw other people getting knocked down like dominoes, you know, from their jobs, losing jobs that they had been working on for years and years and years because corporations, companies, smaller businesses had to let them go. And they decided to let them go because they said, you know what? Instead of me closing my business down, it's about survival mode. And I'd rather let you go and drop you off somewhere than to take a cut from my corporate pay and get it, you know, keep everybody's job. And that's something very important. So as we sit down and talk about what's going on in the economy, you have to understand that there's a recession going on. And I want you to think about it. There's a recession going on. And it's always going to be a recession at some point in time. At some point in time, it's going to be a recession. So before we talk about that, let's go ahead. Once again, I see some people jumping in. Hey, D, thanks for jumping on out of Memphis, Tennessee. We've got a couple other people jumping on TikTok. Got somebody watching on StreamYard. I'm streaming on through YouTube and our Facebook group. Not sure if you understand as far as, you know, drop your city and state, or even if you want to reply, that's cool. Most people in our group, most people in our personal group, are not really tuned in. People are really, I'm telling you, man, people are really locked in to crafting or whatever their business is. I just got to say that people are locked in, but there's some scales that's been put on our eyes as we go through life and we try to make the best life as we can for our families. There's some scales that have been put on our eyes, and the whole deal of it is that it's easier to continue to lie to somebody and hold information back than it is to actually tell somebody, hey, listen, you know what? How about you look at it from a different way? And that person actually received that. Big Boy Prince out of Dallas, Texas. Thanks for jumping on, man. We're going to continue the conversation about how you can actually improve your business and how you can not just survive but thrive through this economy. This is an economic downpour, or at least that's what the government is reporting. And there's a lot of small businesses that are being affected. Stacy out of Wichita, what's going on? Thanks for jumping on. I appreciate it. I got I want to say Lakeith Brooks. Hope I said that right, out of West Palm Beach. Thanks for jumping on. This is Eric from the Blank Spot, and this is another conversation about business and how outside entities affect smaller businesses. Now, let's talk about recession, y'all. It's a lot of people talking about, hey, there's a recession going on. There's a recession going on. Hey, you know what? If enough people say it, then people will start to believe it. Let's define recession. I know some people are hurting either in their personal lives or in their business, but let's define recession. The word recession, and you can go Google it and look it up. The word recession basically says or means that when there's a downfall in purchasing, people are not purchasing products, okay, in an economy. So basically, less people are buying things because there's not enough available. Okay, and I put the quotes up for a reason. Not enough available. Now we know we're losing resources. You know, we've been on this earth for a long time. I'm not going to even try to do that research, but we know we're losing resources. But I want to take y'all back to the 1930s. Probably none of us were born then, but I want you to take you back to the 1930s, to the history that most of us learned in school. And there was something that happened that was called the Great Depression. And during the Great Depression, people were losing their jobs. This country has always been involved in some type of shenanigans, some type of war, something going on. But I want you to understand something. Every time that there's something that's going on that's going to take our resources, the government comes back and says that, hey, you know what? It's a recession. It's a recession. There's not enough resources. But other countries, other powerful countries, like your Japan, your China, your Russia, those countries like that, they ain't experiencing a recession. Now, I haven't been there, but I know for a fact that we shop with vendors from China. And not once did any of the Chinese vendors that we had say, hey, you know what? We can't send that item to you because it's a recession. Because we don't have the items. Because there's lack of resources. Meanwhile, people in the States, our beautiful country, we've spent a lot of our resources on war. A lot of our steel, a lot of our natural resources have gone to been building bombs and building luxurious things. And we wonder why the people in this economy are struggling. So when you talk about recession, you got to ask yourself, is it a recession? And how was it created? Number one, and then number two, is it a recession? And if so, how is it affecting you personally or your business? So I want to talk to y'all about some things or some places that you can actually go to do some research about recessions. And I'm actually going to share a link with y'all on Friday when we come on Friday, because I actually did some research for Friday's call. And there's a link that I found. The name of it is, just look up Inequality Media. Inequality Media. Okay. Inequality Media. I'm going to be talking about a topic from a link that I saw and I read on Inequality Media. See, the first place that we usually go to talk about the economy and money and the government, all that stuff, we go to places like CNN. We go to Fox News. We look at magazines like Forbes, because that is where we get a lot of our information. We trust places like that. But I'm gonna tell you something that I read, and I'm not gonna go into detail because we're gonna talk about it on Friday. But I read about inflation. I was reading about inflation because that's what we're going to be talking about on Friday. I was reading about inflation, and you know, if you don't know, inflation is when the cost of goods and services go up, right? And they go up because there's not enough resources out there. But I don't understand how, if inflation is causing us not to have resources, I don't understand how is it that places or companies like Chick-fil-A keep on building buildings. McDonald's keeps on remodeling their buildings. Burger King remodeling their buildings. We talk about inflation. Inflation is something that's caused. It's something that's caused, and it's caused by greedy people in corporate America. That's going to be a conversation for Friday. But I want y'all to think about it. Don't just listen to what people are saying about the economy. Don't just listen to people who are saying things about the recession, inflation, all that stuff. Do your research. Do your research. And we got to research things outside of people telling us, hey, if you want your business to grow and you want your business to be strong, well, you need to go get you a loan, because that's the only way that you're going to be able to combat inflation or combat a recession. That is nothing more than somebody telling you to go back out there and get into debt. That's something that somebody's telling you, hey, listen, if you get this loan, you can shift that money to your business, and you can keep your business going for another 4-6 months, maybe 9 months. But adding more money to your issues in a time where a recession has been created by greedy people is not going to help you. I am not a financial I'm not a financial guru. I'm not a financial analyst. I don't analyze the economy. I do read. Hey, good morning, Linda. Thanks for jumping on. I do read, and I do my best to understand. And I've separated myself from the group of people marching around and just following other people. You got to be able to think on your own. It's funny how every other country's economy has pretty much either leveled off or either bounced back after the pandemic or during the pandemic, because we're still going through a pandemic. But yet our country's still talking about a recession. And we want to blame everybody from the former president to the current president to the lawmakers. We want to blame all these people. But the true culprit behind the recession and inflation is big business. I'm talking about corporations. I read somewhere where there's only four meat processors in this country. The reason why things are going up, y'all, and our smaller businesses are being jeopardized, the reason why things are going up and our smaller businesses are being jeopardized is because there's no competition out there for our money. And when there's no competition, there's called a monopoly. And you all know what happens during a monopoly. One or two people taking everybody's property, taking everybody's money, and they can raise the prices as high as they want to. That's what's going on. And before we can do anything about any situation that we have, we got to realize what the problem. First, that there is a problem. Excuse me. And then we have to realize that there is a problem, and then we have to figure out how to solve the problem. Throwing money at a financial issue is not going to solve your problems. It's not. It didn't solve mine. And you may be thinking, hey, this guy's crazy. We know everybody needs more money. We can use more money. We need more money. We want to live better. We want to thrive. We want to have our businesses to be successful. We want our business to be a household name. I know I do. We all want to do well. We want to live better. We want our families to not have to suffer and struggle and live paycheck to paycheck. And many of us say, you know what? Instead of me working 2 jobs or 3 jobs or 4 jobs, I'm going to start a business. And eventually I want my business to be the sole provider financially for my family. So I want to one day quit my job and become my own boss and make my own decisions. But I can't do that because of these doggone recessions that keep coming up. Because inflation keeps on popping up. You know, it's funny, man. And if y'all just jumping on, or you're passing through, whatever the case may be, my name's Eric, and I'm talking about how to thrive in an economy during a recession. There's some things you can do. But we got to first understand how finances work. I can't stress that enough. We could talk about all the things that we hear. We could talk about repeat all the things that somebody else said. But until we personally understand how finances work, it's going to always be a recession in our life. There's going to always be a recession in our life, no matter what. No matter what we do, if we don't understand how finances work, if we don't understand when the storm comes, how to prepare for it, it's going to always be some type of financial turmoil. So we're talking about recession. And like I said, recession, by definition, is basically when the country says that, hey, the main products are not being purchased. They just sitting on shelves. Main products are not being purchased. People are not buying stuff. But I don't understand that, because there's a shortage on things because people are buying. So it's either a recession because people are not buying, or it's a shortage because people are buying. First thing, I heard the other day that there was a shortage on eggs. How could it be a recession if there's a shortage on eggs? Were we losing chickens? I'm just thinking about things. So you got to think about when the government or certain people put out certain things, you got to find out why they're putting it out. Are they putting it out so we can panic? Are they putting it out so they can turn our attention from something else? Our focus should be on our business, on our personal finances, our business finances, on how to best provide for our families. And if you're deciding to do that through a business, you got to ask yourself, how can I thrive when the government creates a recession, or when big business or the moguls, the elite, create a recession? There's a couple things you can do. Like I said, I don't see Chick-fil-A struggling. I don't. Matter of fact, right over here on Two Notch, in Columbia, on Two Notch, they're completing a Chick-fil-A. And I use that company as an example. The reason why Chick-fil-A is able to put up stores is because people like you and me keep on buying. But it's a recession. And inflation is causing us not to be able to buy. The reason McDonald's is able to remodel their stores and Burger King is able to remodel their stores is because we keep buying. I'm not saying not to go out and eat. I'm not saying not to go to Applebee's or Buffalo Wild Wings or Chili's or Ruth Chris or whatever your favorite restaurant is in your local area. If it's a local restaurant with owned by a smaller business, I say support them. But what I'm saying is, let's stop giving our money to these big businesses. Let's stop giving our money to these big businesses and start learning how to combat inflation by doing things like watching our spending. That's not going to be the only thing that's going to help us, but that's a good start. If we're eating out 5 days a week, Chick-fil-A going to keep on putting up buildings. Think about it. If we're eating out 5 days a week, there's no need for us to go to the grocery stores often because we're eating out. Our money should be going to the grocery stores, if you think about it, and we should be cooking meals if we're serious about learning how to combat inflation and thrive in a recession. Those big businesses can't survive without our support. I'm not saying put them out of business, but I promise you, here's what's happening. These guys are making money through this recession, through this so-called recession. If you look at the reports, if you go on Forbes, if you go on Fox and CNN, if you go on any of these financial magazines that talk about they'll talk about how they're collecting and making record numbers. These corporations are raking in record numbers during this recession, during this inflation time. And it's because of a monopoly. If you're the only show in town and people need or want what you have, you can run the prices up as much as you want. But that don't mean you have to buy specifically from them. There's a lot of smaller businesses out there Trenton Zane's mom, thanks for jumping on. Appreciate it. So you just jumping on, guys. We're talking about how to thrive during a recession. How my business is gonna thrive during a recession. And y'all probably saying, hey, you know, what's this guy talking about? I'm not telling you where to spend your money. What I'm saying is there are a lot of smaller businesses out here. How about we start supporting each other? How about we start doing business with each other? There's a lot of small mom and pop stores, and I know they may be a little bit more expensive, but they're more expensive because we're not supporting them. We're not doing business with them. They can only buy a certain amount of milk or a certain amount of eggs, because if they buy too much and it goes bad, yeah, they can write it off, but it's still hurting their pocket. Think about the business owners that you come into contact with every day, whether it be on social media, whether you're searching another platform, Etsy platform, or you just may be bumping or rubbing shoulders with somebody. You got somebody who has some rice, and somebody else has some flour and some grease, and somebody else has some meat. You can easily do business with each other and make you some rice and gravy and some, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just saying. So we have to, in order to live better and thrive in this economy and in this recession, we have to start considering our purchases. That's one of the things you need to think about, our purchases. So Kylie wants to know where I'm located. We're located in Columbia, South Carolina, guys. If you're close to Columbia or in that area, we're at 224 O'Neill Court, Suite 26 and 27, Columbia, South Carolina. Okay. You want to manage your purchases. Great day, Robin. Thanks for jumping on. Hey, if it's your first time here, man, I hope you stay, because we're talking about how you can actually combat a recession, how you can live and thrive as your business in a recession. First thing, you got to look at your purchases. We got to stop eating out as much. We got to stop making emotional purchases. We have to minimize our expenses. That's the thing. How are you going to thrive in a recession? Whether it's man-made or whether it just happens through a natural disaster, most of them are man-made. You have to, guys. You have to consider minimizing your expenses by looking at, hey, I got this cable bill, this internet bill. I got something that I really don't need that I can minimize. I have habits that I can minimize those habits to where I do less. Kylie says, I agree. We're going to the grocery store, but definitely support local by shopping at farmers markets. Absolutely. And I missed that, but thank you. You know, that's where it actually first starts. Look at your spending habits. If you're a person that has to have the best and the nicest, and then we're running around talking about how much stuff costs, we can't do that. It doesn't work like that, especially if you have a business. If you have a business, you can't do that. This is going to level off, but you got to be able to hang around long enough to experience when it does level off. You got to hang in there, guys, and we definitely have to hang in there. This won't last forever. This man-made recession won't last forever. Once again, I say that we are a retail store where we get our inventory from China. So yeah, I did, man. I did. This is T-shirt man Los right here, man. I had to flip the screen so y'all can see it. Once again, doing business with local business owners right here. Could I have made this shirt? Could my wife have designed it? Absolutely. But I saw him and I wanted to do business with him. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we get our inventory from overseas. And I'm telling you, they didn't once tell us that there's a recession. They ain't tell us there's a recession. They're not having issues over there. Now, what has gone up is the shipping cost. The shipping cost has gone up. And I think the shipping cost has gone up because of what's going on in our country. But you got to think about it. Everything else, there's a plethora of items and resources and supplies that are out there. So, but you got to minimize your spending. That's one thing. You also got to minimize your taxes. I talked about this before. If you got a job or a business, you have to know how to lower your taxes on your job and legally, and you have to understand how to write off the expenses for your business. That's going to put more money in your pocket. That's going to help you to go a little bit further, to your business to go a little bit further. Something to think about. A lot of people don't think about that because of how we were taught growing up and how we learned about money or didn't learn about money. You cannot be in a business and just think that money's going to fall out of the sky. It's a resource. Whatever resource you're using to get your business to the next level, you got to do that. Let me see. That's my connect in Texas. They all in my inbox trying to offer me more products. Well, you got to think about it. If you don't need it, don't use it. That's the discipline we got to have, big boy. We got to have that discipline. And many of us are not taught that discipline. Discipline is learned. So we gotta learn how to minimize our expenses by being careful what we spend our money on. Man, if it takes you to go in your house and change all of your light bulbs to the light bulbs that I don't know right now, but I think they're like 7-year light bulbs or something. Somebody help me out. The LED light bulbs. If it takes you to invest some money now, so you don't have to change the light bulb in 7 years, and it lowers your electrical bill, you just save some money. Eating out, buying things that you don't need. Think about it. Another thing, like I said, your taxes. We all have the ability to legally lower our taxes to the legal lowest limit. Instead of us complaining about how much money the federal government or the state and local government is taking out of our checks and taxes, we have an opportunity to lower our taxes. All you have to do is have a tax strategy. You lower your taxes, you can last in this recession. Appreciate it, Kylie. LED lights. You can outlast a recession if you understand how to minimize your taxes, if you learn how to minimize your expenses. While you're going through this time, while everybody was going through this time of not being able to work and people were on unemployment, they were getting all these big checks through their government. Should have been fixing your credit. Should have been repairing your credit. And once you repaired your credit, you could have renegotiated those interest rates, and that would have lowered your interest rates, and that would have increased your cash flow, and you would have had more money. Simple things, man. Simple things. Starting a business. See, people run away from starting a business because they think that, as a business owner, I have to be successful in 30 days. But did you know that a business was a strategy? A home-based business is the most powerful business out there. Even though we're sitting in a storefront, we still have a home-based business. That's how we got started. We literally write off a majority of our lifestyle. A home-based business is one of the most powerful businesses out there that can help you. It's recession-proof. A home-based business is recession-proof. Well, what do I do? There's lots of things out there. There's like Honestly Speaking said the other day on one of the lives, there's affiliate marketing. There's network marketing. You can start making things out of your home. There's lots of different ideas and things that you can do to combat recession and inflation. See, just going to a job, if that's what you want to do, that's cool. That's your choice. But just know that if you go to a job, you're going to work, you're going to get taxed, and then you're going to get paid. I'll say that again for the people in the back or the people who are just getting on. We're talking about how to thrive during a recession, how your business can thrive during a recession. If you only have a job, your job is going to pay you for the hours that you traded. But before you get paid, they're going to make sure they give the tax portion out of your check to those areas. Okay? But here's the problem. Now you left with a portion of your money missing. And how do you fix that? Most people fix it by getting into debt. So you got to do your best to stay out of debt. Banks are going to offer you loans. People are going to be calling you. They're going to be saying, hey, come trade your car in. They're going to be talking about, hey, here's another credit card. They're going to be talking about all kinds of crazy stuff. Getting through a recession takes discipline. I know there's a lot of people who have some great jobs out there who are paying a lot of great taxes. Minimize your expenses. Minimize the taxes. Fix that credit and lower that debt. Those are some key things that help you to thrive during the recession, personally or professionally, whether you're doing your personal finances or your business. I know, I get it, man. I just want to make stuff. That's all I want to do. I just want to make things. I just want to run my business. I just want to make things. But I don't get it. Because if I listen to all these gurus out there and I have a mid six-figure business, and I don't understand how to keep a large portion of that money by record keeping, by lowering my taxes, by minimizing expenses, by lowering my debt, by taking control of my finances. If I don't understand that, then I got to make some more money. And I got to keep on working harder. I don't get it. I know you want to make things. I know you want to be in business. I know you want your business to be successful, but this is part of business success. Corporate America, banks, the education system, the government is banking on us being ignorant. They're banking on us not doing research. They're banking on us just listening and saying, hey, you know what? It's a recession. I haven't felt it. And this ain't a brag. It's because we're using strategies to improve our finances every day. We're using strategies and applying them to our business to grow our business every day. Have we had a dip in our sales? Yeah. But not so much so to where we're going to close our store. Not so much so to where we're going to go out of business. Our other businesses are thriving as well. It's a strategy that you have to use. Everybody's taking a hit because mentally, the seed has been planted and said that, hey, you know what? It's a recession. Somebody came in yesterday. An older lady came in yesterday. And the first thing she said was, what do y'all have for sale? Now, what I said and what I wanted to say were two different things. What I said was, well, you know, the way inflation is working right now, it told us that we can't put anything on sale. Cracking a joke. But what I wanted to say was, to be smart aleck, or be a smart aleck, I wanted to say, we have on sale the same thing that Walmart got on sale, the same thing Target got on sale. Our whole store is basically marked down. You got to be serious when you come into somebody's store as a local business. You got to be serious to do business with them because, like Kylie said, we got to go to the farmers markets. We are the farmers market. You are the farmers market. If you are a smaller business owner, you're the farmers market. You got to think about that. How can you combat inflation? How can you combat a recession? How can you live and prosper during a recession? You got to put some financial strategies in place. You can't just wake up one day and say, hey, I'm going to be in business and that's it. You can't just go say, I'm going to get this high paying job and making all this money and say that's it. Some of you understand what I'm talking about. Some of y'all's parents taught y'all about how finances work. Some of y'all took some classes. Some of y'all actually are educated and are literally understand what I'm saying. But 80% of us are or were living paycheck to paycheck. I was a part of that 80% because I didn't have any strategies. So we got some people popping on here on TikTok. Breeze, what's going on from Philly? How you doing? Jayla, I hope I pronounced that right. How you doing? Tiffany, great morning to you. Thanks for jumping on. Y'all just jumping on, man. We're just talking about some strategies that you can use to add to your life that can help you survive and thrive through this recession. And I do believe that it's a man-made created recession. Hey, Miss Sarah, thanks for jumping on. Settle on home. I think it's a man-made recession, and I think that seeds have been planted. Seeds have been planted to make us worry. This is how the stock market goes down, because when people panic, they pull their money out or they stop investing. And the stock market is what's holding the economy up. Think about it. And these corporations, big business, they count on the stock market. They count on you putting your money in the 401k. Yes, ma'am. We do sell. We are blanks. We're a sublimation blanks and supply store. We're located in Columbia, South Carolina. Please go to our bio in the link tree to find out where our profile is. And so, our profile is to find out where our website is. But yeah, they count on us. They count on us, the little people. They said the little people to run the country, and we're running the country. Smaller businesses. I got to keep correcting myself. Smaller businesses are what's running the country. That's it. Smaller businesses are running the country. And you have to understand where our place is in this economy. So instead of us saying, hey, there's a recession and us laying down and just taking it, you gotta implement strategies in your life. Excuse me. You gotta implement strategies in your life to combat that. Going out to eat, man, it's a luxury. It's a luxury that we shouldn't be able to afford during a recession. It's a luxury we shouldn't be able to afford during the inflation. Hey, I tell you what, watch this. If you stop going out to eat, let's say you're going out to eat 5 days a week and you're spending I'll just say $20 a day going out to eat. Some areas are better or worse than others. $20 a day, 5 days a week, that's $100 a week. A month, that's $400 a month. Let's say you go out to eat once a week, and instead of spending that $100 a week, $400 a month, you go out there and splurge on you a good meal, you and your significant other, and you spend that $100. That's $100. That's $100 per month. You just cash flow $300. I promise you that business is not going out of business. But what they're going to do is they're going to be forced to hopefully stop taking all those bonuses. That's what's going on. You can only control your economy. You can't control what's going on in the world. So we got to stop focusing on the world and start focusing on our economy. That's it. Minimizing those expenses by, watching our spending, looking around our house, even in our business to see what I kicked my camera. Even in our business to see where we can actually, keep some money. Yeah, it is. It's really crazy how much cash big business have. And you're just getting on, Miss Sarah, but I was talking about that monopoly. There's only a small portion of there's only a small portion of businesses who do certain things. And the government used to regulate it, but they're no longer regulating it. And not only are they not regulating it anymore, they're making it harder for smaller businesses to get into that industry. Think about where you are. Think about if you are a person that shops for a specific thing. Think about where you are and think about who is actually providing that service or that product. Think about it. There's some big names in business, but only a handful of them are able to move and maneuver through the financial sector, through the economy. And I promise you, those big names and those CEOs, COOs, CFOs, they've learned how to do the exact same thing I'm talking about. They learn how to take care of their own economy. See, it's funny. It's funny how when I talk about this, and I do get weird looks, especially when people come into the store and I throw certain things out. It's funny how we're all business owners. If you come into the store, you either crafting as a business owner or you come into the store, you're crafting as a hobbyist. And I'm thinking, man, these big people are not paying taxes, or they're not overpaying taxes. You don't see them riding around in luxurious cars. I'm not talking about the entertainers. I'm not talking about those guys. I'm talking about these CEOs of these companies. See, Sarah, yeah, like Amazon, but I'm also conflicted because I do find Amazon convenient. Okay, so watch this. While you may find Amazon convenient, Amazon is not the store. Amazon is simply, and I want you to remind yourself, Amazon is simply a platform that is allowing vendors to sell their products. So there's nothing wrong with shopping on Amazon and finding you a vendor or a couple of vendors to provide the services that you need, because many of those vendors are smaller business owners. Same thing with Walmart platform. Nothing wrong with that. But what you got to understand is when you conduct business, you have to get in the mindset of conducting business like big business. Most people are not doing that. Most smaller businesses are just conducting business just to make a little extra money. Big boy, we talked. We don't want to just be in business today. I want this thing to last when I'm gone. In order to do that, we have to put strategies in place. See, many of us got a plan, but most of us don't have a strategy to put that plan in place. And when you hear somebody talking about, hey, you know what? Here's a strategy that I used to start my business, and this is why I've been in business successfully for the last almost 7 years. If it's not the right person saying it, we're not receptive. If it's not somebody that's out there flashing cash, cars, or homes, many of us won't hear it. We won't even see it. Because in our mind, we have an idea of what success looks like. Just like when you hear people say, well, you know what? There's nobody out there sharing information. Yeah, people are sharing information. People are just not sharing information that most people want to hear. Because when you get to the brass tacks of it, when you get to the nuts and bolts of everything, most people only want to do what they want to do. So if they got a business and their business is making t-shirts, all they want to do is t-shirts. They ain't concerned about keeping their money because nobody has touched them enough for them to understand the importance of keeping the money that they make from the t-shirts that they make. Whoever they're following, they may have business classes or a business structure or model or whatever, but it's behind the scenes. And then on top of that, they probably got to, invest a great amount of money to get the information. I'm not, knocking anybody, but that's what it is. Minimize your expenses, lower your taxes, control your debt, fix that credit. And when you do those 4 things and you start a business, you'll be able to invest, whether you invest back into your business or you invest into the market or some property or something that's going to put you in a position to, guess what, thrive during the recession. And you may say, Eric, you know what? I don't want to do any of those things. Well, guess what? I'm not talking to anybody who's not listening. I'm only talking to the people who want to know how they're doing it, how it's being done. You're welcome, Linda. Thank you. And thanks for jumping on. That's it. And it's a challenge. It's a challenge to get out of the old mindset or the old ways of thinking. But I promise you this, it's going to be worth it in the end, because many of us have children, many of us have relatives and close friends and family members who are not doing so well, and they want to be able to, do well, and we don't have the information to share with them. So that's all I got, man. I got about 20 minutes before I open the store. I just want to hop on Friday. We popping on this thing. We talking about inflation. We talking about inflation, and we're going deep. And we're talking about inflation and how it is affecting your business and how you can combat it. I know I said a lot of key things. You'll probably hear some things on Friday that I said today, but I'm going in deep to a couple of articles that I read, and I'm going to compare these articles. So Friday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, D and I are going to be on talking about how inflation is affecting businesses and how you can combat it. Remember, guys, the first thing people say is, hey, I need to doggone get a loan to combat inflation. That ain't gonna help you if you ain't got no personal financial education. Rosalind says, good advice, but I can finish my website. I'm stuck. I can't finish my website. I'm stuck. What website you got? What website are you? What platform are you using? What platform are you using? Matter of fact, message us, because if you're using Shopify, we might be able to give you some assistance. Okay, message us after this. Might be able to assist you. My wife is a Shopify partner, so she might be able to assist you. We got some programs that's out there and some things you can choose from. So if you're interested, that might be able to help you out. But hey, look, I got to get off. This is Eric coming from the Blank Spot. Once again, we're located at 224 O'Neill Court, Suite 26 and 27, Columbia, South Carolina, 29223. Like Michael Jackson, I'll be there. I got you, big boy. I got you. 9 a.m. on Fridays and Mondays. This Friday, we're going to be going hot, talking about business and things that can help you out. Check us out. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are doing a giveaway. Today is going to be giveaway number 3. I was tired yesterday, beat down. I have a lot more energy today, but we're giving away a $25 gift card to anybody, at least one person who subscribes to our YouTube channel. All you have to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel and then say done. Message us on whatever platform you see this, and we'll add your name to the roster. Okay, so subscribe. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate it. Happy Wednesday to y'all. Happy hump day. Have a great and amazing day. Be great on purpose. And like I always say, ladies and gentlemen, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better. And the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. Like, share, subscribe, tag, all that good stuff. Hope you got some value. You guys take care and peace.